Hello, sir. I am Priyank Sonkia from Group 5. So, our presentation will go like this. Me and Rachit will introduce the base or foundation of our topic ARM templates. Further, we will address all the problems that exist and made us explore this feature of Azure, that is ARM template. Then Nisha, Shreya, and I will be diving into the technicalities of ARM templates and concludingly give the solution we prepared for the problem statements. So I will be giving a brief on these topics, which I think are important for creating the base for using ARM templates. These are ARM templates themselves, Microsoft Azure, virtual networks and subnets, infrastructure as a code or service, virtual machines, and CPU alerts. ARM templates are nothing but a JSON file, JSON configuration file that are used to access or configure the resources of Microsoft Azure Cloud. The resources may be anything like network cards, virtual machines, cloud databases, etc. A notable feature of ARM templates is that it can remotely reconfigure an already existing resource that is active. This resource providing is basically termed as infrastructure as a service. And when we use some code file like this JSON file, it is called as infrastructure as a code. Microsoft Azure. Azure is built on a combination of Linux and Microsoft Windows OS. It is used for production deployment, storage, and platform cloud services. So it basically covers all the cloud services of SAS, PAS, and IaaS. We use Azure because of free student account facility and because it's pay-as-you-go service also. Infrastructure as a code, like told earlier, is the code implementation of infrastructure as a service. So we make certain implementation files and run them. This can further be used to reduce redundancy and provide consistency, as we will see further during our implementation. Virtual networks and subnets. Networks are always heart of any system. Nothing works without a network. So a virtual network is a cloud-based network we can use for our organization or for personal use with the help of the Azure portal, PowerShell, or Azure CLI. Further, if there is some hierarchy in some organization, which usually exists, a virtual network can be divided into small subnetworks for abstraction purpose and for smooth, undisrupted functioning. In our implementation, which will be explained by Nisha and Shreya, we will set up virtual subnetworks using ARM templates. CPU alerts. These are a method to monitor CPU metrics. Metric alerts evaluate at regular interval time and again to check the conditions of the metric time series. As soon as some threshold is exceeded, the concerned authority is informed and appropriate action can be taken. This results in efficient and sustainable use of resources and prevents wastage. We will implement a CPU alert of CPU utilization more than 70% via ARM template, and I'll be explaining that personally. And lastly, virtual machines. These are fundamental units of computing in the cloud. Similar to a physical device or a physical computer, virtual machines are complete packaging in themselves. Usually, middleware like Hyper-V or like KMU KVM is used to abstract the virtual machine from the bare metal system. We will be deploying virtual machines with ARM templates. Okay, so handing over to Rachit now.
Thank you, Priyank. I will be talking about the problem statement, which inspire us to take this topic of ARN templates. So earlier, setting up IT infrastructure was a manual process. Each device has to be configured separately and the work was overall labor intensive. This led to a problem in the budget as hiring so much professional is an expensive task. Further, human involvement always introduces poor quality, errors, and inconsistency. So we move to our problem statement. The first problem statement says creating VNets with subnet is most basic task and they are created in huge numbers. So if we manual input every time to create them, then it leads to inconsistency, wastage of time, energy, and efforts. Now let me clarify that the fact that we are looking at this from an organization point of view or maybe some professional place like an institute, etc., where users are in large numbers. This may require different group of users or peoples working in different networks so as to maintain abstraction, security, and consistency. So if the number of these groups is high, then manually adding subnets for each group is quite a task. Now, as a research point of view, what we did was, despite the console configuration of ARM templates, we made the JSON file and added a loop which will ask us which will ask the user the number of subnets he or she wants. Like in the left snippet, we can see that adding subnets manual option, uh, but when we applied a loop that is shown on the right side, so just by giving a starting subnet address and a prefix as per CIDR rule, the number of subnets can be given and multiple subnets can be made. Our next problem statement is the inefficiency for organization or the industry to set up an environment for their employees or users. If a fresher or a non-cloud aware person messes up while deploying virtual machines, then that can lead to an increase in expenditure, poor performance, and inefficiency. To overcome this, our ARM templates have been worked to provide a virtual machine of only certain set of OS or operating system. For example, if we have to give an environment to a fresher rather than providing him so many OS images or the operating system choices on cloud for virtual machines like shown on the left, we have made changes in JSON file to limit these to only Ubuntu and Windows. So we remove this point of possible error or redundancy. Our last problem focuses on CPU utilization. It is very common that due to certain unexpected conditions, things may not work as planned and abnormal CPU utilization take place. In such cases, if we do not look into the problem on time, then we may incur some damages. So what we did was we made some changes in ARN template and derived a threshold. If the CPU utilization goes above the threshold, then the concerned authority will be mailed and an appropriate action can be taken. This shows what all the keys are there and we can fill the values in them according to our needs. Now the implementation of JSON files on the Azure cloud will be shown you by Nisha, Shreya and Priyank. Thank you so much.
So today we'll be starting with a demo related to virtual networks. So I'll simply add I'll first of all show you how things are done manually, and then we'll move forward to the ARM templates and its usage. So I selected the subscription Azure for Students. I select the resource group as BTPRG. You can definitely create one over here as well. Giving the name, I am giving it the name VNet, and going to forward, we see that this is our IP address that has been associated. We can change it, but for right now I'm just keeping it as it is. Apart from that, we have the subnets that could be added over here. So we simply write the name subnets, the name that we want to give to our subnet, and its address prefix. So I simply give it the name this, and I can add it. Similarly, to add more subnets associated, we could just go back again over here and again write the name and the address, that address range that has to be associated to it. So this could be done like this. We could see that for every time adding a new subnet, we need to click over here and add things redundantly, which will be reduced in our ARM template. So we could see that it is being created. So it will take some time to get deployed. By that time, I like to explain you about ARM templates and its schemas. So this is the basic template of ARM templates basic format. So first of all, we have the schema, which ensures that everything is being done systematically, and is there any error in our file, in our JSON file of ARM templates or not. Then we have the content version, which is generally fixed. Then we have an API version, which is again fixed. So the main important part is the parameters, variables, functions and resources. So parameters is something that we want our users to give. So earlier when we were putting the name virtual network, so it was taken by us. So parameters are something that are taken by the users. Variables are something that are hard coded in the in our code. so basically like when we write int x equals to 5, so that is basically giving variables a value. So variables here does the same work as x does in our code. So functions is just like any other function that we use in any code. Resources is something that we want to deploy. So if I want to deploy a virtual network, so virtual network is the resource over there, and output is if we want to print some output after the successful deployment of our files. So that is it. So as coming back to our resource, we could see that it has been deployed, but we don't want this was a manual process. Now I'll show you how to do things through ARM template. So I have this file over here, and I'll just show you. So you could see that there is schema that is associated over here. So for example, if I just change it, okay, I have not selected it. Okay, so these are the parameters that I am taking from the users. That is the default value that would be there is vnet, but of course I could change it to anything that I want. Similarly, I have taken the address prefix, the subnet address prefix, and the count that would be associated to it. So and this is the resources. So in the resources I am taking the type virtual networks because I want to deploy the virtual networks. And then I have since I will be deploying subnets as well, so I have put subnet as well. And now just go back to the file to show you how things are deployed. So going to the deployment part, we could see that it is again asking us for the subscription. The resource group that I am choosing is, for example, right now network watcher RG, and the location has been already set in the code. As you can see, these were the values that were put in the default value. We can of course change it. I am just not changing it right now. Putting the subnet count, I am just for putting the value as 3 right now. And I agree to the terms and conditions, and I do this. So now we'll see that 3 subnets would be created, and along with a virtual network. So it will take some time, and yeah, so the deployment process has started. So going to the resource, we see that we have created a vnet. And talking about the subnets, we see that we have created 4 subnets. So what is happening in this is that it takes the value from 0, so it would be from 0 to till 3. So basically we get 4 subnets over here. So this is all about the subnet part.
So we'll be starting with the demo virtual machines. So first of all, we'll show you how things work manually, and then we will go back to showing you what we have done. So selecting the virtual machine over here, we have selected the subscription as Azure for Students, and I'm selecting the resource group as DTP-RG. The virtual machine name that I'm giving is Shreya. The region I'm selecting at is East West 2. The images, as you can see, are so many. There are lots of OS images are there, and we want to reduce it so that only few are there. So all the confusion that is created, especially to a fresher, would be avoided. And it's the size, we can change it. I am keeping it as standard image. We have 2 options for authentication and password. So we'll go for password right now. Username could be given as Shreya. Password. And now, then we will move forward, and I'll just create. It will just review and tell us if it can create or not. And create. Our virtual machine is being created. By that time, let me explain you how about our template. So going into the template. This is the schema and the content version that will be fixed. Parameters from the users, we are taking admin username, admin password, the OS image. As we saw earlier, there were many images available to Ubuntu and Windows, so that only limited options are there and it does not create any confusion. Then we have VM size from the user and then the location. Variables. For creating any virtual machine, we require a lot of other resources such as storage accounts. For that, we are taking storage account name, NIC name, network interface name, the subnet name and subnet prefix. And over here, we have mentioned the Ubuntu, the Ubuntu version we want and the version for Windows we want. The resources, so we will first of all require a storage account. So we are creating a storage account using ARM template. Then we require a public IP address. So for that, we have written this code. And for every resource, network required. So this is how things are done in network security groups. Here we define the inbound traffic and the outbound traffic. Apart from that, we are taking the virtual machine network. We have already used the existing one, but we are creating the new one for this. And then a subnet is also required. Then we get two network interfaces. So this is our network interface. And we deploy it. Then we go for virtual machine. So here we have the virtual machine. The name will be taken from the variable part and the location will be taken in the parameters part. The OS images will be taken from the parameters and variables. And this is basically a very rough idea of our image. So going back and deploying it. So as we can see, we have the subscription for Azure for Students, resource group and network virtual RG. The username I'm giving is Shreya. Then password. Just keep it as Shreya1. So now the voice images which we see earlier, there were earlier lots of options. We are restricting to Ubuntu and Windows. So I am selecting right now Ubuntu. We can change the VM size as well. And then we click on I agree, then continue. This is how it is being processed. In a few minutes, it will be deployed. So we see over here that the resource has been created, the one we created manually. So this is the Shreya which we created manually. And here we are creating the one using our ARM template. So it is still in progress. So we see that the storage account has been created. The public IP address has been created. And this has also been created, NSG. So it is taking a little bit more time. Our virtual network has been created along with the subnet. And see, it has been created. A virtual machine is being created. And we can see that this is our network group. And all the things that are associated to the network, to the virtual machine has been created. And this is a virtual machine and associated things that were required. So this is all from the virtual machine side. Thank you.
Sir, Priyank Sunkya here again, this side. Talking about the CPU alert system, we'll again show you how things work manually and then we'll go for the ARM templates. So we have already created two virtual machines, and first of all, because we are going to apply it on CPU utilization, we obviously require a virtual machine for the same. So going on the alert part, we'll click on new alert rule and we'll select a resource from here. Since we just have one subscription, that is Azure for Students, in the filter by resource part, we'll selecting the virtual machines. So here we have selected virtual machine and we'll be working on Nisha virtual machine, and then we'll be clicking done. Now we'll select the condition. Uh, because we'll be working on CPU credits consumed, we'll select that. And for the there are various options there for the chart period that we have to select for 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, whatever. We'll just be going by 6 hours. This is just for the demo purpose. We can select anything according to our requirement. And there are two thresholds, static and dynamic. In dynamic, what we have is automatic thresholds are selected and adapted to it. So we'll be going by static version where we'll be mentioning everything. We have options of greater than equal to, less than equal to, or less than. We'll go for greater than. And in aggregation type, we'll be selecting average, but depending on our usage, we can select anything. And the threshold we are keeping is 70%. So what would this part do is it will see the data points in every 5 minutes, and the frequency of evaluation would be 1 minute. So we have kept it 1 minute, but these are all the options that can be chosen. We'll select on done, and now we'll select the action group. As to which action group we want, we'll select alert group to be our action group, and the alert name that we are keeping is CPU alerts metrics, and this is the name that we want to give. The description is optional. If we want to give, we can give. The resource group would be Docker RG, because our virtual machine was created in Docker RG, and the severity is like the lesser the number of severity, more is the more severe is the alert. So now we'll create the rule. Now our alert rule will be created in a moment or two. By the same time, I'll explain about the template. So this is our template. This is how it looks like. And we have again the schema and the content version. In the parameters, we have taken the alert name from the user. We have alert description that we want to give. So here by default we have this is a metric alert. This can be changed also. Severity we can choose from 0 to 4. By default we have kept it as 3. And in enabled, if we want to enable it as soon as it starts, so we have kept as true. The resource ID, we have the subscription, then we have the subscription ID, then we have the resource group, then we have the resource group name, then the provider, Microsoft. And because we have chosen the virtual machine, so virtual machine comes over here. And because we are working on Nisha virtual machine, so we have given the name over here. Now this is again a default value. We can change it also as per our requirement. And then we have operator as to the option that are available, greater than, equal to, and everything. In threshold we have given default as 0, but we'll change it as 70 because we want 70% efficiency. The time of aggregation, like we want average, minimum, everything is there. We have given average. In Windows we have like how often we want to check it, 5 minutes, 24 hours. In variables, we have not hovered anything, so it's empty. And then we have the resources. Since we'll be working on metric alerts, we have chosen the type as metric alerts, and we are giving all the parameters in the form of this description, severity, enabled, and everything. This is how our template looks like. And now we'll be saving it and deploying it. We could see this, our resources has been created. Deployment, the resource group we are selecting as a Docker RG, and the alert name that we are giving is alert1, and we have the metric description, severity, and everything that we can change also. And threshold we'll again mention 70%, and we'll agree and click on the purchase button. So in a few minutes our alert system would be created, so let's just wait for that. This is our deployment in progress. So deployment is still in progress, and there we go. Our deployment is complete, and our alert has been completed. So that's it. Thank you. So concludingly, we have successfully managed to reduce some redundancy, complexities, and achieving simplicity for real-world organizations by introducing ARM templates and their usage in industries. We worked on setting up virtual machines, virtual networks with their subnets, and CPU alert systems with the research point of view by tweaking codes and applying loops. So that is all from my side, and thank you so much, sir, for constant assistance and motivation. Thanks a lot.